My mayday call from the bus went straight to Flex's voicemail, a sure sign he was busy working behind the wheel, staging rigs and rolling stock as the festival packed up to travel. I texted 911 and tugged at the grimy string looped around my wrists, nervously tracing its infinite circuit with one twitchy fingertip. When the bus pulled off the road and hushed to a stop, I hustled my tires out the back door, two at a time, and found the festival entrance blocked by a grim cordon of French municipal and national police. I was frisked and shoved aside to a holding area where handlers brought dogs around to sniff me, my tires, and other members of the tour who were denied entry. Elise called with an update from inside the lockdown. She was huddled in segregation with other vendors while the authorities verified work visas, ran background checks, and searched every bus, truck, trash can, and trailer. Her warm voice couldn't cover the cold note of fear I heard when she told me they were confiscating passports, something I thought happened only in movies in unstable countries. As an EU citizen, Elise had no reason to sweat deportation, but she grew up in Hungary when it was a Soviet satellite. The few times she spoke about her family led me to suspect she was raised by people who knew what it meant to lie awake, wondering if an offhand comment to a nosy neighbor might lead to a knock at the door in the dead of night. My battery ran out before I could pass on my favorite capitalist mantra and tell Elise not to worry. It was dark and our travel prep day was shot square in the ass when the police and investigators finally departed. That odd, uncertain feeling still trotted back and forth inside my chest like something big pacing in a very small cage. I wanted to touch base with Flex, learn some new trick to turn that discomfort loose. I hoped the task of replacing Elise's tires would keep me busy and out of trouble, engage me fully in the safety of now. I promised free vegan food to a few recruits who helped me jockey the tires over the last muddy mile to Elise's truck. Scores of vendors were already on the road, and the festival landscape had shifted significantly since I left the grounds that morning. I was lost, unable to orient myself in a soggy no-man's land, leading 3 hungry roadies bent over like Donkey Kong rolling barrels in the dark. Stella's Sarajevo dream was open for a final night of business. She never planned to follow the UK leg of the tour, and she was making a killing selling the last of her Bosnian Shavapi to all the people who'd starved during the lockdown. Stella and Elise supported each other as neighbors in the food truck pod, breaking big bills and sharing supplies if one of them ran low. The smell of Chavapi broke my muddy helpers on the spot. They refused to wait for free vegan food, so we stacked the tires. I gave them the last of my euros and they hopped in line. I poked my head into the back of the truck to shout at Stella. "Why did you bother moving?" I asked. "Looks like you're the only vendor left. They've got to come to you." Stella looked up from a marble white mat of diced onions steaming on the grill. She turned the sizzling layer, wiped her hands on her apron, and stepped outside to meet me. Her expression was troubled and unfamiliar. "This is always my location," she said. "Do you speak to Elise?" "We were talking during the lockdown, but my phone died," I said. "My charger is on her truck." Stella smoothed her apron, crossed her arms. "So you can't know," she said. "Police check everybody, vehicle registration and criminal record. They arrest Elise and take her truck. She is wanted by Interpol and the truck is stolen." "Elise?" Stella huffed. "I don't believe this is her name," she said. "Bitch has my best knife, stainless skewers, my big pan, my mandolin. Now these are fucking gone, man. I can't even." Someone on the truck shouted for Stella. "I have customers," she said. "Then I go home. There's no other information, but if you like, we can speak tomorrow. You have my number. Goodbye, Vincent." Stella got back on the grill. Light shining out the back door of Sarajevo Dream revealed the patch of ground where Elise's crippled rig once stood. 2 deep gouges in the mud ended abruptly where it was winched onto a flatbed, Yeti footprints vanishing in Himalaya snow. The blended scent of sausage, spice, and onions amplified my hunger beyond anything Maslow could imagine living without. My ability to reason shut down completely. I turned in wobbly circles like a crackerjack compass and wandered off on a best guess vector to find my bunk in Trailer Town.